Hello besties, it is Becky here with Bestie Becky's Crafts, and today I have a fun little card for us to make in my Facebook group that I share with my bestie Irina called Fun Life on a Budget featuring Bestie Becky. We have been doing weekly challenges, and for this week's challenge it needed to be a Christmas card but with a flower. So, of course, Christmas means, poinsettias. So, this is the card that I came up with. I saw the idea on how to make a box card on Pinterest, and I really wanted to make one because it looked like a really cool card. And so, that's what I chose to make for this card. And I'll open it up for you. Well, show you the front, I guess. My 3 poinsettias, and then on the back side is where I do my to and from, and I put seed beads on my poinsettias and they keep falling off, so I apologize for that. I thought they'd stick better than they did, so I think I need to put some more glue on there and add some more. But I used a ribbon to tie the box card shut. And then what you do is you open it this way, and this is actually a box. So it's called a box card. And if you wanted to, you could put, something pretty flat in there, like maybe a couple, I know these don't match, but a couple gift tags or maybe washi tape samples or something in there because it's a box, but it would have to be pretty flat. You wouldn't want something too big. So I want to go ahead and show you how I make this fun card, and it's really pretty easy. So put this off to the side, and what you're going to need is a piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 11. Now it can be double-sided, but it doesn't have to be. So it just kind of depends on if you mind whether the back of your card is white or not, and I don't really care. So let's zoom out so you can see better. Alright, so like I said, we start with a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 11, and I have a pattern on this card, so I wanted to keep that in mind when I was picking out my cardstock. You'll want the 11-inch side to be the long side or the top side of your card, and then the 8.5 side is the side of your card. So see if that makes sense. So I'll turn it around. So with my pattern, I want my pattern up at the top and then run down this way, because this is the top of my card and that's the bottom. That makes sense. So if you have a pattern, make sure that you keep in mind that the long side is the start of your pattern. Okay, enough explanation on that. I'm sure you've got that. So we're going to need our scoring board. So I have my scoring board here, and we're going to start on the 8.5-inch side to score. So on our 8.5-inch side, we are going to score at 1.5 and at 7. Okay, so on the 8.5 side, that was at 1.5 and 7. And now we're going to rotate our card to the 11-inch side so that our top is at the top. And we're going to go ahead and make some score lines. So we are going to score at 2.5, 4, 7, and 8.5. Alright, so we scored at 2.5, 4 inches, 7 inches, and 8.5 on the 11-inch side. And now we need to make just a little mark Alright? And you'll see why in just a minute. And you need to make that mark at 5.5 inches. So you just take your scoring tool and just make a little mark at 5.5. Alright? That would be the center of our paper. And the easiest thing to do then is to rotate it to the other side and do the same thing. At that 5.5 spot, make a little mark. Alright? So, we are done with our scoreboard. And now, we are going to take a ruler and a small embossing tool. If you don't have the small embossing tool, your little scoring tool should work. And we are going to use our metal ruler, and we're going to place our, let me zoom in here so you can see. Alright, so I put my embossing tool right in the corner of the 7-inch, the 7-inch score line and the 1.5 inch score line. And where I made that 5.5 inch mark right up here, we're going to go ahead and score right on that line, just like that. Alright, I've done this before in another project. I can't remember which one it was. Then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my embossing tool right in the corner, and then I'm going to bring it up to that 5.5 inch mark and score. Okay, it's hard to tell on this paper. Maybe you can see it better on the back. Yeah, nope, can't see it any better on the back. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do it the same on the other side. Alright, I'm going to put my embossing tool in that corner and that 5.5 inch mark and score. And then rotate it just a little bit to make it easier for me. And I'm going to put my embossing tool in that mark and then on that 5.5 inch mark. Kind of hard to see. And there we go. Alright, so we are done with all of our scoring. So this is basically what we did. Alright, I thought this might help. So these are all our score lines that we made, and then this is that 5.5 inch mark and where we scored from that mark to this score line. So this is what your score lines look like. Alright, and now we need to do some cutting because we need to make a box, right? So we are going to cut off these 4 corners on our paper. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. My son's playing video games here. He's having a good time up there. I flipped it over so I could see the lines better. I didn't tell him I was videotaping, so he doesn't know. Real exciting, huh? Watch him cut out my corners. I think you're gonna like what I chose to use to decorate this card. Still Christmassy, as you can see, because there's ornaments on this paper. But kind of had a little fun with this one. Our next challenge starts tomorrow, weekly challenge. Alright, so we've cut out our 4 corners, so it now looks like this. So to make our box, we need to cut this line. You see that? We're cutting this line to that score line, and that's going to help us make our box. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So a Facebook group does weekly challenges. Every Monday the challenge is announced, and this month is all Christmas themed because it's Christmas in July. And what you do is you find out what the challenge is, and you make whatever it is that the challenge requires, post a pic on the group, and then at the end of the month I will pick a name. So if you enter every week, and there's what, 4 weeks in 5 weeks? 5 weeks in July. If you do every week, you'll get like 5 tickets put in the jar, so you have a greater chance to win. So that's what our little challenge is. Alright, I'm just going to do a little angle cut on both sides of the tab. You know, just to make a nice box for a card. I don't know, it just makes it fold up nicer, look nicer. Ooh, didn't get much of an angle there. So, kind of disappointed I can't participate in the giveaway. Oh, I got 2 more left, okay. So, I'm kind of excited for next week, because it's a little bit of a different giveaway choice. So, alright, last one. Yay! And then we can start putting those together. And of course, I didn't cut that last one very good. Man, like crooked. There we go. Alright. Okay, so we've cut all of our angles, and we have our card. So now, let's do some folding. Let's fold on our score lines. And a little crease. And you know what? Actually, the first one is the flap of our card, so it's really folded back. And then the next one's folded in, because it's part of our box. Yeah. Starting to take shape, see that? And then these fold in. And our little tabs fold in, and you're like, what about that little triangle thing we did? What are you gonna do with that? Magic. just where it's scored, I'm just going to fold like that, or triangle, and then fold in on this side too. See, that was easy, not so complex. And the same on this one, just to get it scored. And this side. So, even though it's going to fold in, it's a start. Right? Okay. So, it's like, well, I could put my card all together before I decorate it. And I think I will go ahead and do that. And to do that, I am going to use my tape runner. I would normally use tearaway tape. You know what? No, I'll just use my tape runner. Alright, so I'm going to put tape on my tab. Okay, just on the tab. Like that. And it's going to go on the outside of where the box is. So you just bring it over and line it up so that it like matches the score. I mean, it just kind of comes in and can't go any further, so that's your box. It's just like super simple. And then it's going to fold in that way. So you do the same on the other side. You put your glue on the tab, the right side of your tab, and bring it up, and there you go. And do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and make sure that they're stuck down. This one's looks like a boat. But now it goes in. So these fold in like so, these fold down, and there magically is your box card. So then just take your bone folder and go over so everything gets a good crease. You can go on the back side, and there we go. Yay! There is our box card. So let's decorate. Alright, I chose llamas, because if you look at the paper, there's llamas on the paper. So cute. The paper that I'm using is actually called Llama, and I got it last year at Michael's, and it's so cute. It's got llamas on it. It's really cute. So I happen to have some llama stamps, and these are what I used to decorate my card. This one is from Gerda Steiner, and it's called Llama-Telia. And this guy, I love him. He's so cute. And then this one is from, I covered him up. It is from Pretty Cute Stamps. And they are pretty cute stamps because, I mean, you've got some Christmas stuff, and it's just cute. Just cute. So that's what I used for my stamps. And I used that paper pad for my matting. So here are all my goodies to glue on. And I am going to save the back for last because you have to put the ribbon on. So let's decorate the front. So for the front, I chose green, and I rounded the corners. So I'm going to round the outside corners of my box card, just to, you know, make it all look, you know, like it belongs together, I guess. Alright, so let's glue these on. I'm just going to use my tape runner here. I would probably normally use liquid glue, but this will be faster, hopefully. And I just gave it like 1/8 of an inch edge all the way around. You know, just like usual when you mat. So I'd have to measure what size the mats are. So there's those. Cute, cute, cute. That goes inside. And then I have these little presents. So I have to kind of figure out where they go because I already rounded corners. So these go together. I try to kind of make them go because the top ones, there we go. Alright, so for the bottom, you know, y'all wouldn't have noticed that, but I did. Just silly old me. Alright, so there's bottom piece. And you want to keep in mind too that you're going to be putting a ribbon across when you decorate. So to close it, you could use baker's twine to close it too. There's really, it would have to be something that you tie. You could probably do a magnet. But you'd have to put something to go across both sides, like on this one where I have the joy and it crosses over on top of my card. You might be able to do something like that if you wanted to use a magnet. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how sturdy that would be to hold this card. Alright, so there are those. Now, colored my llama to match my paper. Isn't he cute? It's a cool llama. And I used my Copic markers to color him. As you know, I love my Copic markers. So if you're interested in what colors I used, just leave a comment below and I will be more than happy to post what colors I used. Don't want them to fall off. Alright. My son stole my tweezers, so I'm working without my tweezers. Alright, so now I want him standing on top of where we just put the presents. All that. Alright. So there he's all glued down. And I put Wink of Stella on his hat and his scarf because he's just cool. And then I've got my llama I'm going to put over here. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put some foam tape on the back. And raise him up a little bit. This is a very thick foam tape, so it won't be raised too much. There we go. Like I said, I'd keep it pretty flat on the inside. So my llama. Alright. And this I just stamped, and then I used my Distress inks around the edge just to, so it's not so white, and scallop circle. And now for the inside. I cut a mat for the inside, and I need to make sure that it is small enough to fit in there. So I should measure. So for the inside mat, it is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And the outside mats are 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm gonna, because it's kind of tight quarters in there, I'm gonna use my 3-in-1 glue because I know I have some time with this one. And I know I'm almost out. It's like, you know, there's some still left in the bottom. Okay. So, trying to pick this up without getting glue all over myself. Alright, so this goes in the bottom. And just kind of try and center it up. Your little margins, like so. So cute. And then I chose this spoiler alert. It's not a llama. So I'll put that up there at the top. Spoiler alert. I thought that was kind of cute. I had some other ones that were really cute, but they were just too big. Too big. Alright, so this goes in here towards the top. And center it. Can't tell if I'm centered. Yep. So there's that. And then my llama. And he cute. This is the one I told you I just think he's adorable. With his lower lip and stuff. I colored like him just the same way as I colored the one on the front. Oh, maybe they're twins. Maybe it's the same llama. I'm not sure. And I'm going to glue him. And he almost has to go all the way down to the bottom because of that sign. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I think that works out okay. That looks kind of cool. And then I have this, I could spit. I mean, it's llama. You know? I could spit. You know what? I need to put that down before I put this llama down. almost a catastrophe. And again, he's over as far as he can go. And now since I pulled him up, I need to put more glue on him again. Oh, I made a mess of him on the back side. Whew. Okay. Let's try it again. Oh, and I pulled up some paper over there. That's okay. Alright, there. Phew. There we go. I can spit. Isn't that funny? Okay, so now for the back side. We need to put the ribbon on. So I've already cut out my mat and my to from for the back. See how that's going to close like that. Isn't that cute? And then, oh, I think you're going to have to give this to someone with a good sense of humor, right? Alright, so I'm turning this over to the back side, and I'm going to find the center so I know where to put my ribbon. I know, like, just eyeball it, please, but you know me, can't do that. So 2 3/4 is our center, and I make a mark. And then I'm going to run some tape over top and get my ribbon. And I chose this Merry Christmas ribbon because I didn't have any llama ribbon. Now I want to make sure that since my ribbon has words on it that it's the right way. And I need to make sure that I have plenty of ribbon to tie. And that looks about centered. Does that look about centered to you guys? It's like, yes, yes, yes. Alright, so I'm going to put my mat on the back, and this mat measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I rounded all the corners just so that it was like the front mats, you know. And since I have my 3-in-1 glue out, I thought I'd try and use it, but now it's being stubborn. Stubborn! Alright. I'm going to put them on the back here, and it will help keep my ribbon glued down. Like so. And then I'm going to glue my to and from tag, which was in the paper pad. So perfect. And I'm just going to use my tape adhesive here instead of trying to get my liquid glue to work, because I think it's hit its time. And I'm just going to center it best I can. Which looks about right there. Alright, let's flip this over. And I need to cut the end at an angle. These are usually not my fabric scissors, but that's okay. And then to about there. And let's give it a tie, see how it goes. Hopefully I have a long enough ribbon. Yeah, I do. I did good. Alright, so there's our card. Alright. And then they go, oh, I can't see anything. No. Undo it. And then there's the llamas, llama, and then they open it up, and then they say, I could spit. But you can make it sweeter by putting a couple tags in there, or I don't know, gift card. Oh, a gift card would fit in there too. Money would fit in there, as long as it's flat. So big bills only. So anyway, so that's my card for today. A box card, really easy, fun to make, and I hope you give it a try because they're all pretty cool. And kind of unexpected, because you wouldn't know it was a box card just by looking at it this way. Yeah. So that's it. Remember to check out my Facebook group page. Oh, can't talk. With my bestie Irina, Fun Life on a Budget, featuring Bestie Becky. I will leave a link in the description box below. And don't forget, we got a giveaway going on, so it's a good time to join. And make sure you check out my bestie's YouTube channel and see what she's been up to. She's busy. She's a busy crafter, so give her some love. And that's it. That's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed today's video of how to make a box card. I hope you give it a try, and thanks for stopping by, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked what you saw, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye.